Hi there. Well, it's still January. We're about to wrap this up. From the years 1630 to 1700. I understand history is boring to a lot of people, but there are others who enjoy history. There are those who found it boring and just changed their minds. Starting off January 23rd, 1631, France and Sweden signed an anti-German treaty of Barwald. Now, Germany wasn't really in existence. There was mostly the Habsburg Austria, the Holy Roman Empire, and Prussia, along with individual German states. Moving down to 1637, Dutch governor Johann Mauritius lands in modern Pernambuco, or Pernambuco, Brazil. Now, you thought the Portuguese were the first, or at least the only ones who land in Brazil? You would be wrong. Moving down to 1643, Sir Thomas Fairfax takes leads for parliaments in the English Civil War. 1656, French philosopher and theologian Blaise Pascal publishes the first of his Lettres Provinciales. 1668, England, Sweden, Netherlands signed a triple alliance against France. This happens a lot throughout European history. And January 24th, 1634, Emperor Ferdinand II declares Albrecht von Wallenstein as a traitor. 1639, Connecticut colony organizes under fundamental orders. Representatives from the three towns write the first constitution of the New World. 1644, Parliamentary Army wins the Battle of Nantwich, Cheshire, in the English Civil War. 1648, Lord Baltimore's representative, Margaret Brent, is ejected from the Maryland Council after requesting the right to vote. Now, during this time, women weren't really granted the right to vote until centuries later. 1652, Duke of Orleans joins the Fronde rebels in a civil war between the nobles and Louis XIV of France over ancient liberties of who rules France, the nobles or the king himself. Moving on to January 24th, 1656, the first Jewish doctor in North America colonies, Jacob Lombroso, arrives in Maryland. 1659, Pierre Corneille Oedipe premieres in Paris. I believe an opera or a number. 1679, King Charles II disbands the English Parliament, claiming full power under the English crown. January 26, 1654, Portuguese troops conquer the last Dutch base on Recife. If I'm pronouncing these incorrectly, I am sorry. 1666, France declares war on England and Munster. Munster is a state of Ireland at this time Ireland isn't exactly 100% unified. There are different counties and kingdoms. 1689, Jean Racine's Ether premieres in St. Cyr. 1697, Isaac Newton receives John Bernoulli's 6 months time limit problem, solves a problem before going to bed that very night. This was a challenge to Newton, which he completed that very night. 1699, Venice, Poland, and Austria sign the Treaty of Karlowitz with the Austrian Empire, ending the Great Turkish War of the years 1683 and 1697. On the same day, because it is the first Ottoman defeat, which they have to cede territory to the enemy that defeated them. And January 27th, 1662, first American Limekiln begins operation in Providence, Rhode Island. 1671, Welsh pirate known as Henry Morgan lands at the gates of Panama City. Now, this infamous pirate ransacks this very city. 1687, Charles Perrault's The Age of Louis the Great was read aloud at the French Academy. It is part of the literary cradle of the ancient and the moderns. 1695, Mustafa II becomes the next Ottoman Sultan in Istanbul on the death of Ahmed II. Mustafa rules until his death in 1703. January 28, 1671, the Welsh pirate Henry Morgan captures Panama City from its Spanish defenders. 1689, the English Parliament resolves and that the throne is vacant. 1693, Anna Ivanovna, the Tsarina of Russia, is born that very day of January 28th, 1693. January 29th, 1676, Fyodor III succeeds his father and becomes Tsar of Russia, succeeding Alexis, I believe he's known as the Quietist. And January 30th, 1647, after 9 months of negotiations, Scottish Presbyterians sell a captured Charles I to English Parliament for around, I believe, £100,000. 1648, Spain and the Netherlands signed the Peace of Munster, ending the 30 Years' War that spread across Europe. 1649, Charles I of England is beheaded at Whitehall by executioner Richard Brandon. 1661, Oliver Cromwell, Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, is ritually executed after being dead for 2 years. 1667, Treaty and Truce of Andrusovo is signed between the Tsardom of Russia and the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. January 31st, 1675, Cornelia Dina Orvarts is found non-guilty of witchcraft. Now, during this time, people are still accused of witchcraft and put on trial, or simply executed swiftly, or jailed and then executed. In 1679, Jean-Baptiste Lully's opera, known as Bellerophon, premieres at the Palais Royal in Paris. 1696, revolt by undertakers after funeral reforms in Amsterdam. Well, that's it for January. You have a good one. Bye.